Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here, weatherweb.net, and it is Sunday, the 29th of September. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget, we're kept free of charge by the adverts that you see around the screen here. So by you coming back and using the site and using the adverts, that's what keeps us free of charge. So thanks for doing that. Now, I've got some tricky forecasting problems out there at the moment, deciding on what's going to go on through next week and beyond. The theme for this week's pretty straightforward, actually. It's just a gradual unsettling of the situation. We're going to find gradually rain coming into the west as the week progresses, and then into next weekend, perhaps becoming just fresher and slightly more unsettled through Thursday, Friday, then into the weekend. However, it's what happens later that's just causing problems right now. NAO shows quite nicely the negative NAO there. Look, you can see going into the end of this week, into the beginning of next week. All the model runs, well, most of the model runs are down into the negative bit. Look, just bits and pieces of model runs, a few of them above neutral, but most of them down in negative territory. And the negative part of things is indicating the more easterly flow. It's a blocked pattern, basically, across the Atlantic, with the westerly winds being weaker. The Arctic Oscillation is coming up from being negative and actually goes to near positive. So we are going to find strengthening westerly winds across the around the poles, and that kind of hints at the idea of the high getting squeezed between the pole and between, let's say, latitudes of the UK, with lower pressure further south. So it's trying to pick up all the time on this idea that the block stays in place up towards the north. Now, with this increased south and southeasterly flow, which is going to be rotating something like that, the flow coming in something like that, what's of interest is just its impact on sea surface temperatures. This is the temperature anomaly as of a few days ago. Of course, it doesn't change really fast, being sea surface temperatures, but you can see how most of the North Atlantic is above normal. Some really warm water here off the coast of Newfoundland. Interesting as well just to see these below normal temperatures here, look, south of Iceland and south of Greenland. And with that flow, I'm just wondering, for a length of time, if you do get that southeasterly flow up here, what impact will it likely have? And if we go back to the beginning of the month, you can see actually how things have warmed up. Look, already we've got this warmer water starting to track northwards. So if we're going to get a warmer area of water in here, and with that sort of flow for a while, if that does happen, warmer water going in there, warmer water underneath, tends to be lending itself towards the idea of the high pressure, the block forming up towards the north. CFS also showing this idea too. This is the CFS forecast for week 1, so this is the coming week. Look, it has lower than normal anomalies to the west, that's our area of low pressure, higher than normal out towards the east and towards the north too, and of course that's our southeasterly flow. Now, if we look at week 2, which is 6th of October through to the 12th of October, here, look, you notice how we've got a ridge here in the States, we've got that trough out in the Atlantic, and then we've got this big ridge again through the UK, indicating higher than normal heights. Although I think on this pattern we would find rain affecting western Scotland, western parts of Ireland, but it wants to lean into the idea again of this high pressure being in control. And then the CFS forecast for week 3, well, again, look, what's going on here is this ridge is kind of squeezed through here. You notice here, look, low pressure starting to form across the poles, but still got higher than normal heights out towards the west, and this lends itself into a south or easterly flow. And this whole kind of blocked area in here, again, through the middle of the month, would indicate fairly dry conditions, although do bear in mind, I think the models are having difficulty getting this one at all, trying to resolve this one. But even by week 4, look, now the CFS has still got this large high across northern parts of the US into Canada, and maintains these higher than normal heights across the UK. Low than normal down towards the south, low than normal up towards the north. This idea of that high getting squeezed, remember I was telling you about that a few slides ago. Just talking about the idea of that high getting squeezed through the middle with low pressure north as the Arctic Oscillation picks up and we get the normal flow around the Arctic, and also as the NAO just stays in that kind of negative territory, you would find this pattern starting to develop. So we got a couple of backups there showing us that, or rather confirming this idea of high pressure trying to be squeezed through the country, even through to the end of the month. So don't take anything by this forecast at the moment. Really, don't bet your house on it. I think this is going to change, but it's just interesting to see how this is developing right now in the CFS, that it wants to get that dominant area high pressure in. And incidentally, of course, if you watched the other day, you'll know that the Japanese were doing something pretty similar, where in week 3 and week 4, taking us through to this period, they had heights around or above normal. So again, they were leaning into the idea of the high pressure coming in for much of October. So I'm tempted to go with that idea and talk about October being dominated by higher pressure. Of course, we'll keep you informed right the way through the week. So it gives us some food for thought, doesn't it? But once again, thanks for watching weatherweb.net. Whatever you're doing, do have a good day today. Don't forget to tell your friends about us, and you can follow us on Twitter at Weather School, or do a search on Facebook for Weather School too. So for now, thanks for watching, and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.